reckless.
Oh, did you give him 5,000 though?
No, I gave him 750,000.
You never gave me 5,000.
At one time, I gave him 5,000, but I gave him 750,000.
Well, why you giving?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why a lot of persons in the music industry, recording artists, managers, producers, notable music enthusiasts don't like to work with young artists because of the ungratefulness. Now, recording artist Favio Foreign from New York basically went on an interview and told the interviewer that Mase, who is signed to, only gave him $5,000. And he made it seem as if that's all he received from Mase. And he also took the opportunity to throw jabs at the icon, saying that he didn't do anything for his career and he only gave him 5,000 US dollars. Now, after much backlash on social media from critics and, of course, dick riders who don't read information or watch all interviews, Mase decided to basically respond. And he stated that he gave Favio Foreign over $700,000. The $5,000 which he gave to Favio Foreign was like, just to sign his signature on the contract. After which they both went to Columbia Records, where Mase, using his contacts within the music industry, brokered a deal for $750,000 for Favio Foreign. This, however, Favio Foreign chose to exclude from the interview with $1 million worth of game podcast. When he was interviewed, he did not tell the interviewers that he got 750,000 US dollars from Mase. He only told them that he received $5,000, which is because he did not want to give credit to this man for his work. What I think is that someone is in the ears of Favio Foreign. I think that someone is trying to win him over or trying to get him to leave Mase's label. And so they are promising him bigger numbers. And that's how it normally is. Sometimes when these artists, get to a bigger level, other labels, other industry players try to whisper in their ears, like what Rock Nation did to Megan Thee Stallion, and took her over as soon as she was blowing up, So Mr. Crawford, who broke her, is not really getting much and is currently battling, Rock Nation and Megan Thee Stallion in court, for the investment which he made into her. So I think that is the same situation that is going on with Favio Foreign right now. He wants to leave, and as such, he is prepared to lie and defame this man's character because he wants to leave the label. Now, in a music industry like this, where it's so hard to get a break, you would think that someone who took you from the rigors of poverty, would be rewarded. You would think that someone like Favio Foreign, who was a broke-ass nigga, because in the interview, he also said that he thought 5,000 US dollars would have lasted him for many months, which shows you that he was broke, flat broke, So you would think that someone like that who was taken from nothing would basically be grateful, But like the story back in the day, the greedy dog, when the dog saw his reflection in the mirror with a bone and he jumped into the water, to fight his reflection for the bone, he ended up losing the bone. This is the same type of situation, that Favio has found himself into. He reminds me of that greedy dog because no doubt he is looking at other rappers who have had, bigger deals. Their first check, that is, has been bigger than the 5,000 that he received. However, what he's not looking into is that a lot of those artists who received the big check up front do not have a successful career. However, due to Mase's $5,000 initial contract, which eventually turned into $750,000, he now has a viable career. He's one of the hottest rappers out of New York right now. Whereas the other artists who signed bigger checks are not successful. They have no hit songs. You know what I mean? Their albums are not moving, and they're not a topic of discussion. But he's not seeing that. All he's thinking about, you know what I mean, as a dumb, illiterate person that he is, you know what I mean? Because this dude, if you should see his Twitter feed with misspellings and all that, you would see that this dude is not the brightest crayon in the box in the first place, which is why he would think that 5,000 US dollars would last him for a lifetime. Now, Favio Foreign also his present style which he uses, saying hey, you know what I mean, that lingo, and oh, it's viral, you know, he love to say, oh, it's viral. It turns out that those styles were also created by Mase, who is an avid ghostwriter, you know, has written for people like Nelly, people like, you know, Puff Daddy, people like French Montana, and that has made, you know, Favio Foreign a lot of money, and he still didn't say that this man was writing for him or giving him ideas. He made it seem as if he came up with everything by himself in an attempt to destroy this man's image in the public domain. And shame on you, Favio Foreign. You know what I mean? You are one of those persons who make it so hard for recording artists to get signed to major labels. You know what I mean? And to blame, you are in your 30s. You are no child. You know what I mean? You should have known that 5,000 US dollars is not a lot of money. You know what I mean? If a 30-year-old American does not know that 5,000 US dollars is not a lot of money, then you are a bum. You are a bum. You know what I mean? An A-class bum. You know what I mean? And you should be very fortunate that this man saved your life, and you owe this man an apology. You had the entire internet up in arms disrespecting this man, and you knew that he gave you more than 5,000 US dollars eventually. You knew that he gave you 750,000 US dollars, but you refused to acknowledge that. You refused to say that. You conveniently hid that part of the information in an attempt to make this man look bad. Shame, 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 shame. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm happy that Mase came out and added some clarity to the situation. And young aspiring artists, this is an example of what you should not do and who you should not inspire to be like. Shame on you, Favio Foreign. I'm out.